Good evening. We are continuing our walk through the Mass. Now at week 33, we come to the time of receiving Holy Communion. And as this is a time that is in itself, there's a fullness. It may be worth thinking of the time receiving Holy Communion in that three parts like any ordinary story. We have before, during, and after. That each one is significant in its own. That before we receive with contrite hearts, we come to that source and summit of the Mass. The time to receive our Lord present in His body and blood through Holy Communion. So that in the first place, during this time before receiving, we note especially that Holy Communion is received, it is not taken. And I even hear this in the words of people and how we refer to it. Oftentimes we may hear someone say, so that I may take Holy Communion. But there's a big difference. Because when we receive something, it is a gift. When we take something, it is something that rightfully already belongs to us. The body and blood of Christ is not something that belongs to me or that I am entitled, but that is freely given by Christ Himself to us. And it is being received is why the priest is the only one who self-communicates. The priest is the only one who receives of the body and blood himself without being given by someone else. And if we think about it in a way, it is Christ within, that Christ has offered Himself in the sacrifice through within the priest. It is that Christ who is offering Himself directly to the priest himself. So even he receives from our Lord. The deacons receive from the priest. The people receive it. And that it is also something that is even given to our homebound ministries. If you're ever present after one of the 8 a.m. or 11 a.m. Masses, the priest will go and he will give the pyx with the host in it to the homebound ministers. It is not something that they simply go up to the altar to take. And again, the way that we talk about it is something meaningful. So you may even be attentive to how you talk about communion and whether you say the words, I receive, I go, I take. And that will help you in your examination. And also during this time before receiving, it is the time to call to mind again your intention for receiving Holy Communion. And you may even think of it this way. That not simply are you about to approach the King, not simply are you coming before Him as if you're going to speak to Him and share with Him your request. That I ask of you, O Lord, that you take care of my mother and my father. You're not simply coming before Him, but you will be receiving Him into you. And so it is a prayer of through this Holy Communion, that is, through this holy union with you, coming into one with you, I ask you, Lord, to bless the work of Bishop Johnston, or to heal the conflict between my son and myself, or I ask you to protect the military members of our parish serving abroad, or whatever your intention may be. Through this Holy Communion, Lord, I ask of you. And lastly, this is a final time to examine if you are properly disposed to receive. In the first place, are you in a state of mortal sin and in need of confession before receiving? We may think of it as if you are going to a family dinner and a family meal, and the door is open and everybody is there to eat. Are you coming to the meal having separated yourself? Is there a great conflict? Have you been away from your grandmother and haven't spoken to her for 2 or 3 years? And just stroll right in and start grabbing food off the plate without saying hello, or apologizing to her for being away for so long? Are you approaching humbly as a gift? You can imagine that same meal, that same dinner. Are you walking in and saying, thank you for this meal? Or are you walking in and saying, well, this steak is not cooked right? Are you approaching it with that sense of humbleness and gratitude? Or maybe are you bored and are impatiently waiting to get it over with so you can get out and go do something better? Again, in that image of the same meal, are we stopping by our parents and visiting them because out of obligation and I need to spend, and I'll spend my 20 minutes and I'll get through this family dinner so that I can get out and go watch the movie or go to the ball game or whatever it may be? The proper disposition isn't just about whether or not there is a condition of mortal sin, but the condition of your heart. And to be humble enough to recognize if you are approaching before communion and you feel that sense you're there simply because of obligation or you're ready to get it over with, to make a spiritual act and pray, Lord, make me disposed to receive you properly. And to take that valiant act sometimes of remaining in your pew and waiting for that day when the Lord continues to work in you and that you can receive and He will give you Himself freely.